They ain't cracking yet.
Oh, well, what up when you crack?
YouTube, what it do?
All right.
We're going to check in, make sure everything is everything, man. Welcome to the show. It's your boy, the world-class smartass in the building, Kevin Barnes, a.k.a. the mayor of Chocolate City, the mouthpiece of the movement, a.k.a. the Negro Whisperer. Another edition of Outlaw Radio. City Lights. Gonna have a real good time tonight, man. Make sure you got your kids taken care of. Make sure you paid all the bills you could. And make sure you got somewhere to land when you come home drunk tonight. It is the weekend, and we get faded on the weekend. I got a Milwaukee Bucks cup. Ooh.
Fear the deer, right?
Beverage. Welcome to the show, man. All my peoples, man. I'm so impressed, and I'm so humbled by the fact that people give me love. People show me love with the shows that we do, right? 414-810-3131 is how you get in touch with 3041 North.
All right.
On YouTube, you can see the logo. I don't know about on Facebook. Man, you got an event you want to do, you can do it on there. DAMGENT.
Yes.
Brother Dante Chestnut.
What's up, man?
Keep it cracking, man. KT Killing Them album coming out. We are a part of that movement. Old men who can still do what they do and make it happen, right?
Do it well, yeah.
Welcome to the show, baby. It's your boy, the world-class smartass, like I stated before, but I'm not alone. As usual, I have my co-host with me. What's popping, bro?
Brother, talk to teach, learn your truth, transfer in addition.
Right.
Yeah.
Faded. It's the weekend. You better be doing something.
City lights.
Right. City lights, man. We're going to talk about city lights tonight. You live in the city, you see the lights at night. What is that about?
Hopefully they ain't red, blue, and flashing.
Well, we'll see. It depends on which kind of lights you like.
Yeah. Nobody don't like that.
Subscribe to our YouTube page, man. We're trying to get more people on our YouTube page.
Yeah.
We've yet begun to defile ourselves. People got to understand, man, you know, this progress is a slow process. And we go at this without backing of anybody, unbought and unbothered, right? And unbossed at that.
All right.
So make sure, okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. Now I can see my live. I can see my pretty self. Welcome to the show, y'all.
Pretty.
Right. He's a bad mama jamma, boy. No S curl needed. To add more light, because I realized that you can't waste a face like this. You got to make sure people can see that. That's how you get the ladies. Right. What's going on with you, Jason?
Man, I can't complain.
I'm already on some bullshit, ain't I?
Man, you know, it's okay. You never got off. But that's all right. I admire you. You consistent.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Consistent with my bullshit.
Yeah, for sure.
I am a cheerleader for foolishness. How you doing this week, man?
Man, it's, you know, we just was here a couple of days ago, but, you know, a couple of things didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? I got my blood pressure up from here and there. But other than that, man, I enjoyed a day and a half of good weather. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We good on YouTube with the sound.
See, we know we good when you hear me twice.
Right. Yeah. But they can't hear it. Only you can.
Okay.
You giving up industry secrets.
You should share with them.
How you feel, man?
Man, I'm pretty good. Yeah, pretty good. I try to keep smiling, brother. Have more laughs than cries. You know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah.
Hit like, hit share, hit follow, man. We got a YouTube page. Subscribe to the YouTube page. You know, share the live on Facebook. Do whatever it is that you have to do to choose the people's champs. We are the people's choice on this show.
Right.
You know, the people have chosen that they like the way we get down.
Yeah.
So we appreciate it. Keep that logo. Black business is what it's all about. It's not about inclusion. It's about empowerment.
All right.
Please don't ever get Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time to 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time is usually when we do it, depending on my schedule. Wow. I do have a son. I'm a proud Black father, and his thing is bigger than mine. Not like that, not that thing, but his.
Man, I need to have a button that I can get drops, right?
Right. We don't have the Gator anymore. We used to have the Gator. Right?
Yeah.
Hey, it's popping in Milwaukee right now. Milwaukee's popping. Stop it. All this time y'all been ashamed to be from here. You gotta speak up now and say it loud and proud. I'm from the mill. I'm from the 414.
The mean streets.
The mean streets of Milltown, right? And ain't nobody said 53206 not one goddamn time.
No.
Come on, son.
Come on.
Charles Barkley up here eating chitlins and shit is going down. You better be having a good time as a Black person. Don't you stop smiling. Don't you stop laughing.
Yeah,
Some of this shit's funny.
For real.
Right.
Yeah.
Some of it's sad. Some of it's funny as hell.
Well,
And this is usually what we talk about on
it's
the show.
always a yin and a yang, right?
Shout out to you if you're listening. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you feel. Our show is interactive. We are live on our YouTube page. We are live on Facebook. Subscribe to the YouTube page. Get double-breasted with, put some muscle in your hustle. Clearly Clever from Los Angeles is already in the YouTube talking about, what's up, fellas?
What's going on, man?
What's going on? Clearly Clever, right? Yeah. Our YouTube fan, right?
Yeah.
So, hey, man, get involved with something that's good. Stop investing in shit that's dysfunctional. Let's get it in, Jay.
Yes, sir.
Weather breaking. Things are going down.
Yeah.
What's how you feel, man?
Well, let me tell you, it's always great to feel the sun. Right? We people of melanin, we want the sun.
We want to
start having cookouts, right?
Right.
We always want to grill something, right? You know
yeah.
And that sort of thing. But when it starts to get too hot, you get a little nervous because you have to start asking yourself what the body count is going to be. It's 80 degrees.
Body count.
How many cats going to get shot tonight?
The imprint from the 414 is in the building, right? I don't represent every black man from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, but I am a black man from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Hey.
So I speak a certain way, I act a certain way, I walk and talk a certain way. It's that Midwestern swag. You already know what it is. I've been East and West, and everywhere they love it. So take pride in it. Don't be scared of it. Don't be trying to deny it.
You got to be who you are.
Right. Stop trying to be somebody else. Be who you are.
Because somebody else does that better than you.
Right. All that good shit. All that good shit. City lights. Gentrification is coming to my city. I don't know about yours. How do you fix the ghetto? You gentrify it. That's how you do it. You want these poor people who commit these crimes and living egregiously. You want to know what you need to do about them? Fuck them. Let's get rid of them.
Do you fix the ghetto or do you just displace some people?
Well, what you do is you get rid of the people who are poor and bring in people who got money and make it sweet for them.
Well, for that, you don't get rid of them, period. You just move them to another area.
Right. Gentrification.
Right.
AKA relocation.
Yeah, basically.
Understand that.
Right.
So
they'll move your ghetto from the inside to the outside.
So in other words, the 5-Serve Center can't exist 5 minutes away from the projects.
Right.
Which it does in the city of Milwaukee.
Because somebody might mess around and find out what the real mean streets.
Ernie Johnson ain't went to Hillside.
Nah.
Ernie Johnson. We're gonna talk about Ernie Johnson tonight.
Less because I don't think.
Well, the mill is popping, man.
That's 68, right?
Development. North 68, right?
Was that off of Capitol, right?
Off Capitol, baby.
Off the
well, that's where the prominent
main streets.
Well, that's where the prominent people have always lived. On, if you get to living on Capitol, you are somebody.
Okay.
Yes, sir. You got your.
I'm having a hard time. Was it thugged out or was it Ernie?
It was good people. It was good people who had bad kids who had a great time. I'm like that.
Well said.
Now you figure all that shit out.
Well said, my brother. Well said.
Right. Beautiful neighborhood. In other words, chocolate nirvana.
Yeah.
Right. Here we go. Let's discuss the optics of it. So welcome to the show, man. I hope y'all support what we do. A lot of people go live and they use their live for many different reasons.
I've been seeing that.
Right. I choose
seeing
right. And it's a thing.
I'm thinking like that's a great idea.
Right. It's a thing, right? To podcast and pop it off right now is a thing. I've been doing this for a long time. So I've seen people come and go. I would tell anybody who's getting involved with it right now just to make sure you have some sort of tenacity, because you're going to run into things that make you want to quit. And you're going to run into things that make you want to go harder. I hope you understand the difference between the two.
All right.
So, welcome to the show once again. Like I said, City Lights. Downtown looks like something I've never seen. I'm a lifelong Milwaukeean. Downtown Milwaukee was once an eyesore. Central City was once an eyesore. The coincidence of that is that it represented where most people of color actually resided, right? No coincidence that despite what Martin Luther King stood for, MLK in every city has the most violence. It's the most violent street in the city.
That's just a coincidence, right? That can't be,
right.
Conspired,
right? It couldn't be a conspiracy.
No,
they don't have those anymore. J. Edgar Hoover's dead.
That's what you keep telling me. Yeah.
I keep saying it. But we're talking about the development of Milwaukee.
Yes.
On one hand, I'm proud. On one hand, I'm worried. We did a great show last week called what was the show we did Thursday night? Happy People.
Happy People.
We talked about with all the stuff happening. As a black person, as a person of color, are you looking at this like, oh, this is nice? Finally, we're catching up to other cities. Or are you so pissed off that you on the low end of the spectrum? That is, yeah, you have a city where you got billions of dollars invested in the downtown area to try and build up something so that you can get some tourism.
Mm-hmm.
But if you live here and you're a person of color, you're not reaping the benefits of any of this.
I thought it was a great question, and I've had several conversations since then, because at some point you asked the question, can we be happy? I mean,
Right.
is there something that we are allowed to be happy
Right.
about?
Can black people ever just be happy?
Is there something we can smile and feel good about, or does being happy about something automatically make you a coon? Does it automatically make you a sellout? You know what I'm saying? You a fed, right? Because you smile. He smiled too much.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
stop dancing.
Is there something as black people, the people that get to say who is and who ain't black, right?
Right.
A real black person and a not a real black person.
See, there we go.
What is it that black people are allowed to be happy about? I thought that was brilliant, man.
Well, thank you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you. Because I didn't know if you kind of got the concept or the gist of where I was going with that.
Yeah.
And it really was called Happy People. And people kind of said, well, what the fuck is he talking about now? Because, Kev be on that bullshit. He be drinking and shit. Since I said that. Right. But I look around and I say, do you take 3 steps forward and 2 steps back? Do you take 7 steps forward and 5 steps back? I think at the end of the day, it's all about your own personal conviction.
Mm-hmm.
Because in order to be happy, you have to make yourself happy. Here's a serious thing for people if they don't understand this. Nobody else can make you happy. If you're in a relationship and you believe that this person should make me happy, it's not going to happen. You have to make yourself happy. And you can't love that person unless you know what makes you happy. Therefore, when they do the things that make you happy, you'll be happy. Right?
Happiness is a choice.
Just a moment of moistness for all you
absolutely
uncondensed folks. You need some moisture in your life, right? Make vegetable make your dookie slide.
Don't get too moist.
No, I'm not. You won't get none on you. I never share my moistness with dudes.
Please.
So you don't have to worry about that. Right? You're moisture free as far as we can tell. Safe inside.
Yes, I am.
You couldn't be safer.
That's a t-shirt.
Right. You couldn't be safer. But yeah, man, now it's the summer season, and in Milwaukee, there's a very short summer. So during that season, there's festivals. There's Summerfest. There's State Fair. There's Jazz in the Park.
Festa Italiana.
Even if I'm from the hood, I'm
German
going to
Fest.
Garfield Days type
Garfield
shit, right?
Days,
Greek
right.
Fest.
All kind of fest.
It's almost the only time you get to really go outside and kick it and party. So now, since it's the summer and I can go fishing, if I'm a fisherman, if I want to just go to the park, if I want to stand outside my house and barbecue, this is the time to do it. And those things will make me happy. But am I wrong for doing so when some of our people struggle? Now, Martin Luther King said, injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere, right?
I concur.
So I shouldn't enjoy these baby back ribs that I got on my grill.
I don't think that equates that though.
Okay, but it's pork too.
Yeah, so I probably
I'm fucked up. Either way it goes, you can't handle the whole weight. Skin need lotion, teeth need Colgate. Right.
Pawpaw need blood pressure.
Right. Look, and Mayor Barrett has already shown. I hope we have 2020 coming up, which is an election year. This is the time when we elect those who are supposed to represent our best interests. Let's see if we as a people do a good job of it. So you can't be mad all the time if you ain't willing to do something about what the fuck is the problem in the first.
Of doing it, and be wise, right? Some of the things that they call cures or aren't really cures. So into one of the subjects we was going to talk about tonight, like that, and I noticed it on the website, the 13th child injured by gun violence here, right? We just talked about it getting warm and the gun violence. So 13 kids here so far this year.
Already.
Right.
Right.
And so, there's a cry right now to end gun violence.
Right.
How?
Well,
my question is, what is really, really being done to end violence?
I like that. Well,
there's a lot of rallies, a lot of meetings about the meeting.
First of all, let's talk about gun violence.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Yes, sir.
Anybody who knows me knows that I am a gun advocate. I love guns.
Okay.
I love firearms. I love the engineering of firearms. I love, I like to go shoot, and I like to shoot high caliber. But I do believe in order to be a gun owner, you have to be a responsible individual, meaning you should actually live up to the requirements of having a firearm. You shouldn't have a felony, especially a violent felony. You shouldn't have domestic violence. There should be no child molestation or any kind of mental health issues. So I support enhanced background checks for firearms.
Okay.
I support that. Even as a gun owner, I support the fact that I should have a background check.
Okay.
You should be looking through my shit. You should be saying, hey, should we give this dude a gun? Right? I support that. But I also support the right to bear arms as an American. Because what people don't understand is the right to bear arms is based on the belief that if the government
could take over,
ever tried to initiate some sort of martial law,
right,
you're well within your rights
to fight back,
to bear arms and protect you and yours.
Yes, sir.
Right. But that's a total understanding of gun rights.
I get it.
Right.
I get it.
So the problem is made by those who say they want to regulate it. Because here's the deal. Go to a gun show, right? No weight, no background check, pistol in hand, rifle in hand, right? You go to a gun store within city limits, in particular in Milwaukee, where they're regulated by several regulations. You got a 48-hour wait. Sometimes, we went through the whole process.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you get it right there. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes it takes 2-3 days, but you go through a process in which they actually run your shit.
Right.
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 A little bit safer, but not necessarily, because we can always do a straw purchase in which I bring somebody in who, if I have a felony, like, you know how the game go, I ain't gonna give it up for people.
Like you used to get liquor when you wasn't old enough.
Right. Almost beat so many dope fiends up, wouldn't bring us our change. I'm like, hold on, where's the change?
Hey.
Young blood, that was my tip. You don't get no tip. You hype, give us our money. Come on, son. Flashback.
I take it you can relate, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Been drinking a long time.
Hey, but
speaking of drinking, it's Saturday night. It's time to get faded. Beverage.
All right, beverage break. Now I agree actually with what you're saying.
My Bucks cup,
but I do. Go ahead.
Eastern Conference. My Bucks cup.
Be proud. Fear the deer.
Right, because you ain't got the hat on tonight, so I gotta have a cup.
It's over here.
Okay.
It's over
now
here.
He put the hat on. We gotta do it the same. Wonder Twin Powers. Fuck that. What was you saying?
I don't know.
No. You can't forget your shit.
Oh man, you keep making me do that. Oh no, this is what I was saying. That I agree with you with the points you made, but I think that it only goes so far, because I think when you talk about the subject of gun violence,
right,
most of the people that commit the gun violence are people that didn't get the guns legally. Anyway. Right. So whatever law you pass, or however strict or however long you make the waiting list, a lot of the people that shooting things up didn't go through that process. We all know how to get it hot.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The whole time we're making up laws and rules for gun violence, the criminals who ain't supposed to have the guns anyways, sitting there laughing like, I don't give a fuck about none of that, and I got more guns than anybody.
That's my point. So
but to take it further, if we're going to talk about like people of color and propose conspiracy theories,
we must,
like you always like to discuss. I will say this:
it's necessary.
If you want to regulate guns, you have to regulate the manufacturers. Understand that.
Now you're talking about going against some people that got some real money,
right?
Who have lobbyists, right?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And so
the NRA,
let me see you get that done.
Okay.
Right?
Well, you asked me a question about what I thought about.
I agree.
What I thought should be done about guns.
Yes, sir. I agree with you. Go ahead.
And I said I believe I should have the right, if I'm a responsible citizen, to own one.
I concur. Right? I agree.
But I will also say this: those that manufacture not only the firearms but the ammunition should be regulated as well.
Come on.
There should be no way that you have this surplus. And see, this is what's key to understanding about this. It plays into genocide in a certain way because
real talk.
You as a gun manufacturer have a surplus. What are you doing with the surplus that you have? It's finding its way into our communities, right? So where's the regulation on their stock? Where's the regulation on? I need to know what's in your warehouse. How many 9mm pistols did you produce versus how many did you sell? What did you do with what was left?
Right.
You feel me?
I do.
So if I can just say, well, shit, I had a bunch that I didn't sell, so I let them go wholesale. To who?
And what are they doing with them?
What are they doing with them? The problem you're going to discover is that the government purchases a lot of these firearms themselves for whatever reason.
Okay, tell it.
For whatever reason. So we have to turn and look at the government and say, the problem is not citizens with firearms. The problem is a government who refuses to regulate the firearms because they procure firearms. You have billions of dollars in military contracts. Stop playing with me. If you can sell one missile that costs $2-3 billion, whatever it is, come on, man. A 9mm slug shot in the ghetto from a surplus 9mm that shouldn't even been on the streets, that's not registered properly, even from the factory, it was meant for the black market. I'm just saying.
No, listen, well said, because that brings me back to my original point. Don't just do things for the sake of doing them. So when that's the real issue,
right?
I don't believe your gun buyback programs or your making the laws more stringent or the different things that are proposed to you as solutions are solutions at all. So let's figure out what's causing the circumstance and not just take care of the circumstance.
Let me know what y'all think, man. Are you a firearm owner? Are you a felon that can't possess firearms? What position do you play in this game? What hat do you wear?
Right.
Because we have to know how people feel in order to be. See, I can't go downtown and claim I represent the people unless I talk to the people and figure out what they want me to say. You know, I'm supposed to, I don't know if you understand the concept of a servant leader. I'm supposed to serve the best interests of my constituents. Somehow, some way, politics in Milwaukee has changed face. They no longer represent us. They represent themselves, as evident by the corruption, as evident by the feds coming in, having certain individuals wear wires and get certain individuals caught up, right? So we got to be better people. Yeah, Milwaukee's popping, and none of it's profiting people of color. But we should be the loudest voice saying, Barrett, stop with the bullshit. Listen, I just watched in the city this past week. Or past 2 weeks, I watched Mayor Barrett come up with $50 million. I'm not, and this ain't even got nothing to do with how I personally feel about the trolley or the streetcar, whatever the fuck you calling it, the hop, whatever.
I went on it today.
Right. Okay.
Go ahead.
So I'm saying, without even talking about how I feel about that, the fact that you can procure $50 million
just out the blue
for some, and I'm gonna talk like y'all talk, for some infrastructure reinforcement, because I understand how you got it. I understand it's tax incremental funds. I understand the concept of that. I understand borrowing against the property tax levy. We've discussed that many times. But you continuously find that. But you also have an issue that's damn near about to bring federal charges with the water. You have no comprehensive plan. You have not been proactive at all. That means Mayor Barrett gives a fuck about money, and he doesn't give a fuck about people.
And he don't look too worried.
No. He ain't even said if he's going to run again.
He don't look too concerned about it.
He hasn't even said if he's going to run again.
Yeah.
And then you got the nerve to make Ernie Johnson Day. Ernie Jones. What the fuck is his name? Ernie Johnson.
Ernie Johnson. Yeah, man.
It's his day.
He's from the mean streets of Milwaukee off of Capitol.
It's his day. Goodbye, son. Come on, man. It's public masturbation, baby. You playing with yourself and everybody can see it.
Yeah.
Stop it, man. You are not even worthy of being the mayor of our city. You're not worthy.
Yeah.
Because at least throw us a bone.
No, he will. Around election time, he'll come around.
Come on, man. And he gonna go to our church.
He gonna go to church, and the pastor's gonna welcome him in, and tell all of the congregation that just be open-minded and listen to what he got to say.
Hit like, hit share, hit follow, I see you, G Campbell. Hello to you too. Clearly, Clever's in the YouTube.
All right.
Man, share this, man. We need the support.
All right.
We need the YouTube followers. We need the Facebook Live love. We need all of that. This is the 414 in the building. This is our imprint that we're putting on YouTube. We putting it on social media. I'm the people's network all over the place. I'm consistent with my bullshit.
Yeah.
Right. So when you say Kev be on some bullshit, but at least Kev is consistent with it. It doesn't change, right? So it's your boy, the world class smartass in the building, man. Let me know how y'all feel. I want my show to be interactive. So whatever chat room you're in, if it's YouTube or if it's Facebook or whatever it is, we're boycotting Spreaker. How about your boy? Let me know. Hell yeah.
Oh man. I didn't know we was all the way full mad at Spreaker like that.
G Campbell said, please give Talk a special hello.
All right.
All right. High five, man. Soul in the hole, man. Use your pole. Stay in control.
And hello.
Put something over it so your throat won't get swelled.
And you just freestyled that right now.
Before you drop your drawers, you got some rubber laws. If you ain't got it, go get it.
Yeah.
Hey, man, it's Saturday night and we do Faded. I see you, Dante Chestnut Sr. He said he's tuned in. My brother, man. DAMG, ENT, KT killing them. Hey, listen, if you're on YouTube and you listen to the show, if you're on Facebook, check this out. That show was the fastest growing show we've ever had on YouTube. That shit had 100 views in like 2 days. So shout out to you if you listen to it. And for us, that's slow. Like people say, people get 5,000. No, we starting from the bottom, right?
Well, yeah.
And that shit went up.
And
so people showed us love.
We also do it on the Instagram, and we also doing it on the Facebook thing. So all the numbers is.
So shout out to KT killing them.
Yeah, shout out.
If you supporting them, and the music is good, and that show was great. So, man, I love y'all, man. Y'all just help me. That's why, I won't stop, right? When y'all start saying, Kev, you suck. I'm still not going to quit. I'm just wired like that, right? Right. Tell me something I ain't never heard, right? I'm that kind of dude. But, yeah, man, it's Outlaw Radio on a Saturday night. Faded. Beverage.
Take a sip. Why you all lathered up, though?
Right.
See, when you do that, I get a chance to jump in. Like, I get a chance to talk. Right?
Talk to teach.
Beverage.
Listen to learn. But not if this motherfucker don't never shut up.
No, but why you all excited? You know what? Because Bernie Sanders, the whole deal with him calling for a ban on the for-profit charter schools. Now, I know you worked in education, so I wanted to hear your take on that, man.
You know what? The main thing is with education, for-profit education became a thing right before our very eyes. Now, it happened on a university level, and it really cheapened your degree, right? So if you have a college degree right now, even if you have it from the most esteemed university, understand that they kind of cheapened it. They kind of made it, especially when they had the Everest and all, and a lot of those for-profit colleges have gone out of business. But I do believe this, even with Michael Bonds, who was the president of the school board here in Milwaukee, caught up on federal charges because he was, influenced by some money, some corruption, right?
Right.
So it shows you that anytime you flirt with education being for profit, the natural corruption of man will come involved. See, education should be something that's free as a bird. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It should be one of those things that's out there, and if you want it, you can go get it. It shouldn't be, because anytime you start telling people, if you get this many people diplomas and you get this many people to pass this test, and if I got money, I can make those results. I can juke the stats.
Real talk.
People are not actually getting educated. I've always had a problem with charter schools. I've always had a problem with any kind of derivative from public education except for private education.
Okay.
Because those two things were definitive. Private school, more resources, a more controlled environment. Public education, free for all, come get it. Let's make sure it has some value to it so we can produce contributing citizens, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when Bernie says I want to get rid of for-profit schools,
for that,
I agree with it to a certain extent.
There we go.
Because at the end of the day, I'm a capitalist.
Well,
and if my public school system is not serving me like it should, if I'm passionate about education, I should be able to step in there and recreate it, i.e. a Marva Collins. Long before there was any charter school, before Howard Fuller and his people in Wisconsin got together, changed the laws and all that. If you understand how public education is conducted in Wisconsin, long before that, Marva Collins in Chicago saw the problem and felt like the problem is education. She felt like the problem is literacy. The problem is how we're teaching our children. We're not building children to be able to deal with society. So if I totally ban that, then you can't have another Marva Collins. Right? So it's one of those things where you get Democratic and you get Republican, where you talk about how big should government be? How far should government's reach be? I pride myself as a democratic socialist, so I believe the government has a responsibility to do something with the people that are underprivileged. But I do not believe there should be a ban on charter schools. I believe that there should be there should be a cap on how much money you're actually taking from public schools to give to them. I believe they should have budget restrictions. I don't believe you should continuously close MPS buildings, which still are operated by Milwaukee taxpayers, even when they're closed, for the sake of creating this little ass school over here. And first of all, if you got those resources, you got that money, put it in the public school. That's a long opinion, but that's how I felt.
No, let's go ahead. I knew that was gonna get you started. That's what you don't go to Milwaukee public schools. So I send them out because they have better facilities, they got better programs, they got better computers. I mean, let's be real, you know what I mean? And so at the same time, I want them to know how to handle themselves around their own people. So when they get done going to school out there, they come to an after school program in the neighborhood. So
chitlins for dinner.
So, you know, I think so far that's been beneficial. I got some kids that's grown and it worked out well, right? So that's the way I choose to do it.
We're live on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube page. We're gonna have a membership drive. We need people to subscribe to our YouTube page.
We're gonna have to think of something to give away, man. Right? You know what I mean? For real.
Give motherfuckers shit.
I mean, you know, just have them.
There's people who ain't giving away shit. They got 500,000 views on. They talking about some bullshit.
Yeah, okay.
You know, I'm a YouTube guy. I watch Carcino. I watch a bunch of, and some of these cats on YouTube. Honestly, they ain't talking about shit. They got 500,000 views, 32,000 fucking subscribers.
That means it's a lot of people that want to tune in to hear somebody that ain't talking about.
We bringing the real. We're bringing the real information to you, man. It's Outlaw Radio at City Lights. Downtown.
It's a different vibration, brother. It's a different vibration.
This ain't your grandfather's Milwaukee.
No, it's some different stuff.
It's going down, and racism is still institutionalized. Mm-hmm. But I get back to the question every time to when I say, what you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? I keep saying to black people, stop repeating ad nauseum what the problems are. What are you going to do about it?
Solution-based radio.
Now, what y'all want to do?
We need to hear solutions. Like we understand we've been regurgitating some of the same stuff since Ricky Lake. We done heard it. We know about the white supremacists. We know about the white. We understand the disparity, and we know what mass incarceration is at this point. We understand there's a disparity between unemployment in blacks and whites.
Keep on going.
Graduation in blacks and whites. I mean, we know the problem. Like we see the problem. What's the solution? Right? Because how come we keep banging our head up against the same wall? How come when I go back in history, I look and see that we was begging for the same thing 20 and 50 years ago? We wanted justice, we wanted equal rights, and we wanted jobs. Right. We still asking for the same thing today.
Right.
So I mean, whatever we was doing ain't working when we willing to do something else. I seen on the page today, and first y'all take time and go look at the People's News Network on Facebook, because a lot of the subjects that you'll hear us talk about, you can see where they come from.
You can get prepared for the show, right?
Absolutely. But absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, especially when you make it up anyway.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you almost got me off my square for a second.
You do this, but you do this to yourself.
No, it's not true.
Stop blaming me.
It's not true at all.
You do this to yourself.
It's not true at all. So anyway, on the People's News Network, there's also a post where they captured, I think some people, it looked genuine, like they really rode up on some people being hung in a tree.
Right.
Right.
Allegedly, right.
That's what it looked like. Right. That's what it looked like. And you can go look at it yourself.
Supposed to be a KK.
I mean, it's in Alabama, man. I mean, I live in Milwaukee, so but so you asked the question a minute ago.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do about it?
What you going to do?
And let's just say, for the sake of argument, right, it's absolutely true, and it's authentic, and it's real, and exactly what you saw is exactly what happened, right?
Right.
What are you going to do about it?
Right.
Like, what would black people do? We would march.
You bust your gun.
We would get upset.
You bust your gun at your brother, but would you bust your gun at the other?
Listen, here's the thing, because the fact of the matter is, and I'm sorry to say, because it hurts my heart, we won't do shit.
Right.
We won't do shit.
That's a direct indictment of people.
It won't do shit.
Shawana Hughes said, see the problem, but no one wants to be a part of the solution until it hits home. I always say that all the time. You don't give a fuck. See, I said Milwaukee got a syndrome. We got an issue with a syndrome. It's called the It Ain't Me Syndrome. It's not me too. It ain't me, because you can see all the calamities transpire that you want, but every time you'll rationalize them by saying, "Well, it wasn't me. It wasn't my kids. It wasn't me." Until that shit happens to you. Every time you pass up a chance to be active on something, you further invite that to your front door. So if you refuse to pay attention to gun violence, you will pay attention when it's somebody in your family that's affected by gun violence.
And then the tragic irony behind the whole thing is when it does spill on you, when it gets something on you, when it touches your family, then you want black people to galvanize.
She said, we're going to march and boycott the soles of their shoes off. You know what? I'm done with all of that.
It's not working.
Well, listen, if it ain't legislative, I'm not fucking with it.
If it's not, listen, okay.
Put it on paper.
It's like pouring water into a bucket that has a hole in it.
Right.
And that's great, all our efforts, and we gather this water and we go do these things and we go help these, we feed the homeless and we do these different things and we pour this water into the bucket, but the bucket has a hole in it. And until we change the bucket and seal up the hole, it's futile to keep pouring water in it. So there's a condition, there's something that's happening that's bringing forth the condition that is the cause of the effect. And until we address the cause, it's senseless.
Well, this is what I keep trying to tell black people. When you talk about the revolution is not about burning up buildings and civil unrest, because I'm going to tell you right now, the local police department will go Avenger on your ass. They got technology you ain't never seen.
Real talk.
They'll blow your shit up.
Yeah,
Stop it.
For sure.
It's about the revolution of the mind. We got to change the way we deal with situations. The way we react to situations is fucked up, first of all, as people of color. Because let's understand, you get more flies with honey than you do with vinegar.
Every time.
Right? So you have to create a situation where you can actually demonstrate the reason why solidarity is good. You have to show why it's good to be together. You have to show why it's important that we stick together. You can't harp on one thing and not do the other thing.
Follow through.
Right.
And then you hear so many people talking about, man, this shit won't work. You can't say that because everybody else does it.
Right.
Right. When it works for the Latinos,
yeah,
it works for the Jews.
Everybody got solidarity except for the black man.
People. It works.
Come on.
It works for the gays. It works. Listen.
Hey, girl.
It works for everybody but us. So don't tell me that shit.
So shout out to Shawana Hughes. Shout out to Roger Zelodan. I see West Side in the building. Shawana said these are the problems that plague our community, and they refuse to do something. Fuck boycotting. No, boycotting is where it should start at, my sister, because you hit a white man where it hurts. And you know how you hurt a white man? You hit him in his pocket. So if we boycott consumerism is one of our biggest problems. And that's where the boycott should be. So I would say screw marching and rallying and boycott. If we stop spending money, this system, as far as capitalism and free enterprise in the United States of America, goes down the toilet. Because the one thing that black people do is they purchase goods.
So I agree with that, right? So then the question becomes, how do we get black people to boycott? Why won't black people boycott? Because I agree with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Shout
out to Rick Ram Jihad.
The money is
Ram report is in the building. Bro, you got to chime in.
Around?
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, like I was saying, it is. I agree with that. We should boycott. It is about affecting the dollar. They listen to that.
Let's stop playing.
But how come we can't do that successfully?
Thank you.
Why can't we get 6 black people together to jump off the curb? You know what I mean?
Right. We can get their ass together to go down there and watch Charles Barkley come here and eat chitlins and go to the Bucks game. There's 20,000 people downtown. I ain't mad at you. Y'all was having a good time, and we was too, because we was on the air.
I'm good with that.
Partying like a mother.
But I also went downtown when it was time to march for the water too. Right? I was down there for that. So
be about your paper, man. She said people are afraid. Shawana Hughes, she said people are afraid to get out and vote. Put people in office who actually have the credibility behind their campaigns. Once again, the one thing that black people and people of color don't do is they don't make themselves into becoming informed voters, understanding the system. That means what you can do and what you can't do as a politician, right? Understanding civics. So for me to say to my alderman, I'm a proud taxpayer. I'm a resident of this community, and I hold you accountable. I fully expect my streets to be safe and paved. I expect the patrols to be regular and consistent, but not overbearing. I don't need you to over-police my community, but I also expect you to bring forth some way that we can procure some income. If it don't make dollars, it don't make no motherfucking sense at all. And if you don't understand that, you don't understand shit, and you shouldn't be listening to my show. You gotta get some money. You ain't never seen a broke, happy motherfucker in your life.
That's not true.
Who?
That's not true.
Tell me who you knew that was sitting there, family couldn't eat, lights and gas was off.
If I knew his middle name, I wouldn't recite it right now on the air. But I'm gonna tell you, there's some people out there. There's some people out there that's wise enough to understand that happiness don't got everything to do with
happiness.
Money.
Is having lights in your house.
Let me tell you,
happiness is eating.
Let me tell you. Let me answer your question. Me, I can remember plenty of times I done been happy and didn't have shit.
You ain't eat. You ain't had no light.
You know what? Yeah, no, I didn't have lights.
Did you have food?
No, I didn't have lights.
No water.
Not enough. Not enough.
Okay.
Not enough.
So you was in basically what you was doing is you was meditating. Cause you can't
you call it what you want.
If you can't eat and you ain't got no lights, your water ain't on, you living in a fucking vacant property.
It's a whole lot of people that done been without their lights. Maybe you haven't. And so that's good for you.
I have. But
I guarantee you somebody out there.
When I didn't have no lights, I was pissed the fuck off. I wasn't happy. When I didn't have enough to eat, because I didn't never say I was never broke. What I said is when I am broke, I'm not in a good mood.
And what I was talking
about. And I'm not in a mood to be singing songs and marching with you if I ain't got no paper.
Let me tell you.
So Milwaukee operating at its best is when there's some money for us to get. Because see, if we ain't fighting over the same crumbs, then there's no violence. It happens when we're all fighting over the same little ass crumb. None of us have shit. The unique thing that they do in Milwaukee is they put all the poor people of color, within 5 to 6 blocks of each other. You got a whole community of people who feel like they have no options. And I guarantee you this, no matter what you say, your decision-making process changes when you're hungry. You ain't looking at it like maybe I should go to school and learn about George Washington chopping down a cherry tree. You were like, fuck that. I'm going to go somewhere and chop the whole fucking tree down and sell it on North Avenue. I'm selling cherries. It's two different approaches to it. So
No, I hear what you're saying, but what I was talking about is I think that each and every black person can understand that they either can tell a story or have heard of a story where somebody made something out of nothing. Right.
Well,
no. When you when you was a kid, right, and before you set those standards, like so to answer your question, yeah, I was a child, and I didn't even realize that I didn't have anything, but now when I grew up and I understand what it is and what my expectations are, I look back and I say my mother made something out of nothing. Right. You see what I'm saying?
And let me go back a little bit.
Did I have enough food all the time?
Let me go back.
Maybe I did. Maybe it was beans.
I'm not saying you have.
Maybe
I
didn't want to keep eating beans.
I'm not saying you have to be rich.
Some people understand that money doesn't always equal.
I'm not saying you have to be rich.
That's what I was saying.
I'm not saying you have to be rich.
And thank you for giving me a chance to say it.
I'm not saying you have to be rich.
Right.
If anything could be misunderstood with what I said, people might get it that way. No, you don't have to have $1 million to be happy. You're right in that regard. But I'm telling you this, you have to have enough to get by, especially when you're a child. So when I say that, what I mean is, no, I don't have to have $1 million. That don't necessarily mean that I'm going to be happy, because we know money doesn't bring happiness. What I'm talking about is, as a man with a family, people who I'm responsible for, if I don't have enough money to make sure that they're taken care of, I'm in a bad mood. So when I say broke, I don't mean, my broke is I paid all my bills and I don't got no money left. Not I didn't have enough money to even pay my fucking bills.
Right.
So I don't want the people to think I'm saying you have to have money to be happy. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, but you got to get some money, because you got to take care of those.
You need money.
Right.
You need money. But
we can agree on that.
You need money.
You need some money.
But absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Okay. But your self-worth is not your net worth.
Right. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Arguments off. Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
She said money ain't happiness all the time. You're right. Speaking from experience, money brings all the wrong people. Money shouldn't have to be a factor in the politicians during their jobs. Well, unfortunately, when you talk about what's going on in Milwaukee with all of development, it's first of all, you got to understand there's zoning, there's licensing, there's a bunch of residual money in addition to the money that they actually have to do business. You got to grease the wheel. And if you're a politician, that money is there. You can disguise it in many different ways. Oh, I'll contribute to your campaign. How many politicians have we seen get convicted because they misspent the political contribution money?
Because that's what it's really for. So for you talked about earlier, what's the solution? First of all, you stop electing rich people to take care of poor people problems, because how you think they got rich in the first place?
Fucking over poor people.
So secondly, here's the solution to that. You take away the money, right? So what's the average wage in America, right? Is it $30,000? Is it
median income?
Right. I don't know what that is. Don't claim to.
No, I do.
But that's what we give them. They are servants of the people, right? So why should these fools be making that kind of money and then have the power to give themselves raises when they don't do their job worth a damn, right? So if you take away the money, you take away the incentive, and then you have people, the hardworking people, that the same people that get up and do a job at a factory for 30 years will get up and do that job as well.
Which doesn't exist anymore anyways, because you understand
that kind of person.
There's a global economy right now, and America does not hold the same kind of weight they did with the auto industry. The auto industry built America. GM, Ford, Chrysler, all that kind of stuff.
You mean after Cotton?
Well, yeah, after World War II, right? When you got to free niggas and let them go to school.
And then just put them in prison.
Right.
You got
to rebuild the prison.
Yeah,
you got to do all, except for Walpon. You don't rebuild that shit. You just make it, you just make it hard on the nigga, right?
It ain't funny, but it is.
Yeah, Wisconsin ain't changed a bit.
Come on, man.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
But my purpose, my point is, there's a different kind of economy now where, like right now, if you work for a corporation, if you get 10 years in there, you're lucky, you're fortunate, because our parents would work somewhere for 45 years. The economy in itself was a little bit more stable then because America held more of the cards. There's more of a global economy now because of imports and exports. So that goes to Trump with his tariffs, right? And you see farmers, white farmers who voted for Trump, who endorsed Trump, who love Trump, saying now, fuck him, I'm not voting for him because you're losing your farm. Because Trump does not. The one thing that they criticized Obama about was that he had no experience in foreign policy. Nobody ever they felt like because Trump was rich and he's been all over the world, he must know how to do foreign policy, right? The first thing Trump did was piss everybody else off on this planet. Tariffs. Please pay attention to tariffs. It has a direct effect on our economy right now. We have a retail holocaust right now. The stores we grew up, the brick and mortar stores that we grew up going to, don't exist anymore. So if you're going to put everything, okay, well, fuck it. Now we'll do it all on the internet. So far you pay your internet bill and that's pretty much it. So now you have to, if you close down the brick and mortar stores, some new cash regulation for utilizing the internet comes into play. So now there's more money going out of your pocket just to have the internet. Whereas this whole time, if you paid your Wi-Fi, you had the internet. This is what they're trying to figure out how to do. Trump has not helped that cause. First of all, for all you white people who love Donald Trump, for all you conservatives and Republicans, what jobs has Trump brought back to the United States of America? Right? Supposedly, there's some new factories popping up, I think, in Detroit. There's a new investment in some auto factories. The satellite industries of the auto industry is what empowered them. Because I don't make the car, but I make the switch that goes in the door, right? So you get Remy and you get Delco, AC Delco. You get the tire companies. They specialize in making just the tires. Ford doesn't have to make the tires. I make the car. I sign a contract with you to manufacture the tires. Your tires Your car comes with some BF Goodriches on it. Now, somebody works at that BF Goodrich factory, right? So it's a satellite industry of the auto industry. When the auto industry falls, those satellite industries fall as well, which destroys a community. What has Trump done to bring that back? You fucking off the tariffs. You still ain't even realized that Obama started being friendly with Cuba. Do you not understand Cuba is a gold mine? Do you not understand opening up relations? First of all, glasnost. First of all, communism, the Soviet Union. That's a 50-year-old fucking beef that you holding up. Fuck that shit. Build a hotel and a McDonald's in Cuba. Put Wendy's down there. Put a Google store. Put an Apple store. Lift all the embargoes that Kennedy put on them. Nikita Khrushchev was the leader of Russia when this shit was put in effect, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's your
If
president.
he was a president,
That's your president.
right? That's y'all president, right? Obama said, hold on. Y'all still mad because they got Asada down there. Look, man. You motherfuckers praise Jesse James and Frank James, who was known to be Klansmen. They roll with William Quantrill. If you know anything about the Civil War, you know Quantrill was an outlaw. You know, rape, murder, burn, and pillage. Come on, man. Didn't give a shit about a person of color, Native American or black. Y'all love him. There's statues erected of him. But you tell me Castro is bad because he insured himself with Russia because he was not going to let you. You got to go and understand the relationship that Cuba and America had. Come on, man.
But it haven't even changed. It's not like we're dealing with a different kind of people even today.
Right.
So we talking about the type of people that will put a bill into effect. And I think this happened in Texas to make abortion punishable by death.
Right.
Right. So I was really curious to hear the pro-life people, their explanation on how this works.
Right.
Right. You pro-life, so you want to punish people that are causing death by causing death.
I want to clearly clever says the statistics speak for themselves. The jobs are here. Trump's trying to create more wealth for the U.S. He says if we purchase more things from the U.S., all that money stays inside of the U.S. It's all basic economics. Let me tell you something.
Well, and I love those words, basic economics.
I love the fact that he gave us his opinion because the show is interactive.
Absolutely.
And please make sure you tune in with us on Facebook. Share the live. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say. There's no filter. We don't have to be politically correct. We're unbought and unbothered.
And everyone has the right to be
I would
wrong.
say this to him. When you talk about the jobs that are here and you talk about unemployment, first of all, you have to understand that there's always two distinct unemployment statistics, one for America and one for people of color. Ours is always double of yours. So Trump is celebrating because it's at an all-time low, but to understand the movement in that is only about 0.5 to 1%. It doesn't, like, you can set the record really by reducing it by 1%. I'm talking about 7%. Black unemployment is always 2 times that.
Why?
Right.
For first and foremost, whatever the number, why is there a disparity? And why is that not a problem for you?
Ours is always double that.
Right. So that's a problem right off the bat, whatever the number is.
Even here in Wisconsin, when we talk about median income, which is the totality of the total money you get as a household per year. For people of color, it is $29,000, which is way below the poverty line. For white people, it's $60,000, right? And we're not even taking into account the wild counties. What is it? Waukesha, Ozaukee, Wauwatosa.
Mm-hmm.
They had one of the highest median incomes in the country.
So there's a disparity is what we have a problem with.
Right. That's our problem.
You can take issue with the number's great. It's at 9. No, it's at 9 for you.
Right. So before you go clapping for Trump saying,
wait,
he's helping us.
Wait, because even when you start talking about basic economics, right? Let's go take some basic economics. When you're looking at basic economics and you're using statistics, you have to always put into place that there are variables. So if you use variables, economics and statistics, can be manipulated. That's basic economics. I'll give you an example of it. So when the Trump pats himself on the back and says he brought unemployment down, right? Well, when you use the variables and you make it to a point where somebody who cut grass for $20 last week is no longer unemployed, right? But he can't feed his family. So the spirit of him he doesn't even make that $20 again next week. It's not guaranteed. So again, you move the variables, you manipulate the statistics. That's basic economics.
Well, on my show, what we do is we speak as people of color. So you can't really feed me some national statistics. You can't, because there's no one size fits all. Because people of color have always been discounted and subjugated in the United States of America. Like even here in Milwaukee, that's why I call the show City Lights.
Mm-hmm.
Because goddamn, billions of dollars invested in our downtown. Tell me how many of those contractors are African American. Tell me how many black people who don't do security or food service or what they call hospitality, right?
Service.
Right.
When you're not serving.
Right.
Right. And I've done it. I ain't trying to say
nothing
anything
wrong
bad.
with it.
I mean,
get your motherfucking
pay your
money.
bills for sure. Yeah.
Fade it.
And if you do it good, you get a big tip.
Yeah, man. And bring home some of the leftover
Real
hot
talk.
dogs that they had in the Fiserv Forum after the playoff
Come on,
game.
somebody.
I mean, I'm just saying. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, is you gonna take the burgers or the hot dogs? Because I'm taking one of them.
Both.
We out of relish. You feel me?
Chop up some pickles.
So as a black person, what I cannot be is led astray by statistics. I just so happen to be a researcher. I just so happen to have been trained in quantitative and quality.
Just so happen to have some common damn sense.
Right. Well, if you want to say that, you can add that too. Right. So when you say to me it's basic economics, I will say to you that it's not, and it never has been, because guess what I am? I am a survivor of Reaganomics. Trickle down.
That means you ate some of that damn cheese.
You goddamn right. I said I'm a survivor.
Hey, yeah, you know. Hey.
And my parents are survivors of Jim Crow. And when the economy was at its best, when people say the good old days in America,
make America
for black
great
people,
again.
There was never any good old days.
So we know what you mean when you say make America great again.
So when my parents said to me, they survived Jim Crowism when America was booming, the 50s and the 60s.
Wasn't good for us.
They was picking cotton.
Come on now.
Stop playing with me. It's two different ways to go.
Hello, somebody.
Fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger done got drop kicked in his back.
In the back. But he's 99. Like, you know what I'm saying? Who's still mad at Arnold?
He said we're what he say? He said we conflating many different things.
I don't know why he don't just put his glasses on and he can
unemployment is lower, incomes are up.
Yeah. Again, basic economics.
Not for people of color though.
Well, no. Here's the thing. I'm being sarcastic. It's not. It's manipulated numbers, and they served it up on a little platter with some parsley and lettuce for you to eat up. And bon appetit.
Clearly clever. Thank you for your input, man. We appreciate that.
For sure.
We love when you disagree with us, honestly.
We do.
We wish more people disagree. Yeah,
because I get tired of just disagreeing with him. You know what I mean?
Me and this motherfucker argue all the time. On the phone. We arguing on text. He writing in caps. I'm writing in caps. How the fuck you yelling at your guy on the text?
You see, now he got wise. I just let him go.
Right. So Arnold Schwarzenegger done got his ass drop kicked in his back, fucking around over there in Africa.
Did they say who did it? Like, I want to know.
I don't know when they're gonna leave Africa alone.
Why are you there? Go home. They want you to get out. They taking farms. They want you to go away.
It was a full wrestling drop kick, man. That shit was fucking hilarious. Oh my hip hop shit. On my hip hop shit, I think it's time, man. I think it's time for 50 Cent to go.
Go where?
Somewhere.
Tell me why.
You know why?
No, tell me why.
You're fucking with Lord Jamar.
Oh, yeah, that's your guy. You didn't like Eminem when he got dissed by him.
I'm a Brand Nubians fan.
Yeah,
and I don't think you can touch Brand Nubians. Yeah. If you understand hip hop,
M got that ass.
And Jamar, it was whack though. Like even Lord Jamar said it was whack.
Well, you gonna say anything is whack?
But Jamar come out this week and said, well, but he told the truth.
What'd he say?
This is the problem.
What'd he say?
You might not agree, but it's the truth.
Let's hear it.
He said, black people don't bump Eminem. Black people don't bump him in clubs. They don't bump him in their rides. You rarely meet a brother who's bumping Eminem. You meet a lot of brothers who say they like Eminem. Mm-hmm. You meet a lot of brothers who say Eminem can rhyme his ass off. Mm-hmm. But ask that brother, do he got the album?
But you know what? You are absolutely right. But ask that same brother, Man, did you hear dog this such and such and such and such?
Nobody's talking about that shit he made with dissing Lord Jamar.
No.
It's not even in.
Here's the thing. I'm not talking about what they're doing right now. I'm saying if you go back, if you into any type of battle rap, which is the origin of where hip hop comes from, which is battling, right? Even people that you respect in the hip hop game all give him his props. Is it true? Is it true?
They do.
The coldest cats don't want no smoke with him. Like, here's my thing. I think, and I got the same beef with him that I think everybody else do. This his content, his subject matter. You talked, you rapped about incest, and you know what I mean. And you're right. Black people don't want to listen to that shit. But let me tell you, when it comes to just some sucker MC type shit,
Elvis could sing and dance.
He could.
You can't take that from him.
He could.
But you know what he did with his guitar and his voice? He emulated people of color.
Absolutely.
Therefore, when you talk to a brother from the 50s, he don't say Elvis was his favorite. He'll say Muddy Waters. He'll say fucking Sam Cooke.
Yeah, but if you talk to 50,
he'll talk about real soul.
If you talk to Snoop, if you talk to Cube,
well, they have to say that. Well, no, Cube dissed Eminem a long time ago.
I understand.
He did.
But today, if you asked him,
no, I don't think Cube will either. Cube got enough money to say, can he rap? Yeah. But listen, let's not digress.
Yeah, okay.
What Lord Jamar said was basically, can he rap? Of course. Okay. Nobody's not saying that he can't rap. What I'm saying is, we don't bump that shit.
Well, no.
Hardcore hip hop heads don't bump that.
No, we don't. Stan is not on the playlist.
Once again,
I agree.
When I say to you, can he rap? Your answer is what?
Listen, he got mic skills.
Like a motherfucker.
Got mic skills.
You can't if you don't like Renegade, something's wrong with you.
And when you give him a track on your cut, like it's pressure.
Depending on how you lead him.
It's pressure.
So Jamar says, fuck Eminem. I'm not. He was like that diss song he made against me. And it really wasn't, because it didn't damage Jamar. It gave him more exposure. He has a podcast now. He's popping harder than he ever had.
What you just said though, like really, I mean, okay. First of all, is and I don't know. I'm asking you because I don't know. Is Jamar making any music at all?
No, he doesn't have to.
No. The answer to the question is no.
No,
right? Because that's a closed-ended thing. So he's not making music anymore.
Eminem barely is, but yeah, go ahead.
No, Eminem, that's not true.
One album every 7 years.
I guarantee you that's not true. I guarantee you put out at least more than one album out in the past 7 years. No. 4.
Well, he did one in the
past 7 years.
Well, he did 2 in the past 7.
Now you just
one didn't. That's what I'm telling you.
Don't defile yourself.
He did one and it didn't sell. It wasn't well received. And then he did the other one, which had a little steam, but it died out quick because guess what we was listening to when he made an album?
Lord Jamar?
No. Oh. Some black people shit. The Migos. All the black artists were still. That's what black people bump.
I get that.
So when you say, did Jamar put out some music? No, he did not. But Jamar has classic music, and he's become more now of a personality than just a rapper.
M don't have no classic cuts.
Besides Renegade, besides Renegade,
yes? The question was, does Eminem have classic song?
But classic Renegade
hip hop song.
Renegade.
That would be a yes.
Renegade. Okay. Just one.
Just one. I would disagree with that.
What other song?
You don't think he did nothing with Dre that you would consider to be, you know what I'm saying? Whether he did the hook, whether he did a verse on the cut, nothing.
No, but that don't. You can't do the hook. You got to have a whole song.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jamar did Punks Jump Up to Get Beat Down. All for One. Their first album, the Brand Nubians' first album, is a certified hip hop classic.
And that is 19.
Doesn't matter.
No.
That's like saying Marvin Gaye. That's like saying Trey Songz is better than Marvin Gaye because Trey Songz just made an album and Marvin Gaye is dead.
You know what? If Trey Songz and Marvin Gaye was arguing back and forth about their singing styles and singing skills, yeah, I think then it'd be a conversation.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you like this.
Yeah. Then I'd have to say, Marvin Gaye, maybe you should sing a song.
Lord Jamar represents black thought. He represents black people. He represents people of color, regardless of whether he's made an album, whenever. I'm just saying this. He's a 5%er.
Mm-hmm.
He's all about people of color. He's all about us. He's about us.
I'm with that. I love black people.
He's about the integrity of people of color.
Yes.
So, and Eminem is not.
I don't get mic skills and integrity with color mixed up.
But you saying that as if Jamar didn't have mic skills.
I don't know what he did.
No, I do.
Well, here's the thing. My thing is we talking about who has.
Jamar is a hell of a rapper.
Right. Yeah, and I would put him up against
A lot of people.
Joe Buttons or somebody else that don't rap no more that has a talk show.
I put him up against him.
Who's the best talk show artist?
Because you know what I'd rather hear? I'd rather hear Lord Jamar say, Lord Jamar will live long because I give strong blows to the heads of my foes.
And I think he would sell Potawatomi out.
I think he probably would.
He would.
But I'd rather hear him say that dread flows, give me power as it grows. Watch out, Ross Clouder, you catch the speed, not heat, not, and hell will be your home. I'd rather hear Lord Jamar spit, punks jump up, than to hear Eminem say, you better lose yourself, throwing up my spaghetti, I'm ready, I'm ready.
No, come on, because you know the words. Right? Don't play like you don't know. Right, okay.
Well, I got to know both sides to make a determination.
So you listen to a bunch of stuff you don't like.
I listen up, but goddamn.
Okay.
We are the world.
Okay, Snow.
We are the children.
You liked that shit too.
Right.
You like that shit
Bruce
too.
Springsteen didn't have no business on that song. Come on, man. We are the ones that make a better day.
Yeah, listen, you had that shit loud on the
cocaine
in your car,
involved.
Driving
in
down
man.
Capitol Drive.
Tomorrow night, Sunday night, the finale of Game of Thrones. I want to tell all the white people who are overreacting to Game of Thrones to fall the fuck back. It is a television show. A lot of black people ain't Game of Thrones people. I am. But the way they're acting online about Game of Thrones is freaking ridiculous. Y'all got to fall back, man. It's just a TV show. But I was saying about 50, you look bad coming to M's rescue because you're coming to save Massa. You're Samuel L. Jackson in Django. You're Steven. And 50 is a real dude. He's a bona fide street dude who overcame some adversity, which I really like. He's a very good businessman. He's very smart. But you keep coming. Let Eminem fight his own battles, bruh. Why you got to keep trying to come? And you talking about Lord this, Lord Jamar. First of all, if Brand Nubians don't make All for One, if Grand Poobah and Lord Jamar and Sadat X don't exist as an entity, you never get to have your shot. You never get to come out and do what you've done. So you got to bow down. What you should do is stay out of that fucking argument and let Eminem, he's more than capable. He's a hell of a rapper. Let him rap. Let him do.
I think he did quite well. I think he said everything he had to say.
I think 50 should stay the fuck out of it. Why you coming, you Superman? I'm going to come and defend Eminem. Do you know how bad that makes you look? What did Samuel L. Jackson say in Django? Who that nigga on that nag? And the girl said, you want us to treat him like white folks? He said, hell no. Don Johnson said, hell no. Steven said, hell no. But he was on a horse. They had never seen a black man on a horse before. Jamar's on the horse. You, Steven, you've been living in Candyland a long time. What he said at the end of the movie? Fuck you, Django!
I know we just had a conversation about how you need money and how important money is and you need it to be happy.
Yeah, but don't sell your soul
right
for
now,
it.
I think
Don't sell your soul.
If that's true, he probably a little happy.
50 got his own money, though. He no
I ain't
longer
talking
needs
about 50, I'm talking about Lord Jamal.
What?
He glad he got the exposure. He like, thank you for saying my name.
That's why he said I don't even have to respond because the rap song, the diss song wasn't even good enough to warrant a response. He just said you just made me relevant.
It was some nice bars, and he didn't just diss him like that because he went and
broke. First of all, he was dissing everybody.
He went. No, I'm talking about he took the bars that M said. He broke each one down and said, "Listen to what he's saying. I'll come into your home." Oh, who said that? That's your assumption.
You gave him a voice and everything.
Yeah.
Shout out to you if you're listening, man. It's just me and Jay arguing like we normally do about everything we can fucking argue about.
For sure.
This is what happened when y'all don't chime in, man. It's Outlaw Radio.
It's green. It's blue. It's green.
It's City Lights on a Saturday night, man. Having a good time, feeling good, looking good, obviously, as I always do. I'm consistent with my bullshit, if nothing else. Subscribe to our YouTube page. We do have a YouTube page, the People's Network. We do have our Facebook Live, Kevin Barnes, the People's News Network. It's going down, man. We're all over the place like bird shit. We just try to give people the information. I don't try to pretend to tell you how to think, and that's not my job anyways. You figure out how you want to feel about it. Do what you need to do about it, but just be intelligent about it. At least be able to back up your argument. Because I tell you what, when you come for us, you better have your facts in line. Because if not, somebody's going to verbally hurt your feelings. Right? You might get told to shut the fuck up, right?
In no uncertain terms and shit, right?
Jason said he ain't lying.
I'm just saying.
If mama name him Clay, I'm gonna call him Clay. Gun violence in Milwaukee continues to be a problem. The water is poisoned. And Mayor Barrett over the last 2 weeks has come up with $50 million for infrastructure. I understand the tax incremental funding that he's utilizing, borrow against the property tax levy. We've already talked about that. But it's our fault as a people, because if we're not proactive as voters, they'll continuously be able to do the same bullshit they've been doing. The one thing we've said about the people downtown is this: they're all incumbents. Nobody's new, right? Maybe Khalif,
real talk.
but they're all
they
incumbents.
Plugged in, and they like a team. They helping each other,
connected like Legos,
and they don't give a damn about you, your kids, your generation. They don't give a damn as long as they get to take that next trip,
right,
and buy that next stripper.
And the movement is Lena Taylor, and Lena's a friend of the show. If you're tuning in, shout out to Lena Taylor.
Shout out, Lena.
Lena has been on our show. Lena is my sister. Like, stop playing. Like, all the way back when we was doing 3041 Live, because I've been doing this a long time. Lena then came down here to the Chocolate City Studios and represented her ass off.
Very well.
And I can call her right now. She'd be like, you tell me when I'm tell you when I'm free, I'll be there. I don't give a shit. So I mess with Lena, Hard Body Karate. They're saying now, and I see the movement is for Mike McGee Jr., my brother, to say we need to run Lena. I believe we should, but if we're going to run Lena, we're going to need two things. We're going to need money, and we're going to need reach, because we need money, because that's what you have to conduct a political campaign. Barrett already keeps $1 million on him. No matter what, they keep him insulated.
Yeah, I do think it's time to use some ingenuity, though.
Right.
Like, I don't think it's necessary the way it once was. Right. The same way the music industry has kind of been brought down to its knees, where you used to have to go shop your music with a record label, but the internet turned that upside down. Right. And we're able to share information without getting their permission. So I think in that way, you don't necessarily have to have as humongous, super $1 million pack. I do believe that there are some innovative ways that we can make use of the internet and social media to get, let's just say, a not so wealthy person's message across just the same. So let's see if Lena can do it. It's time for us to start turning some of those pages.
Let's see if Lena can do it.
Again, what we've been doing ain't working.
Right. That's it. That's the point. Right, you got to try some new shit. They say the mark of insanity is trying the same thing over and over, expecting different results.
Come on, man. So we all damn insane. Because we keep voting the same damn people in, or we don't vote, and then when it didn't turn out our way, and then we don't vote again. Right. What the hell is that? Same thing.
Mayor Barrett has put Val Phillips' name on one of the plazas. It's causing controversy because people are saying, you keep doing this and you're ignoring the people of color in the city continuously with your development and attempted gentrification. And then you have the audacity to name this after Val Phillips. How do we feel about that? Val Phillips was a pioneer.
That's that bone you asked for.
There should be more Lloyd Barbie named projects. There should be a Mike McGee Sr. statue in every goddamn public park.
You said throw us a bone.
You still got civil rights people, generals, like statues around the city.
You said throw us a bone. That's the bone.
That's not a good bone.
Some gristle.
Right. That's pickled pig's feet, baby. It'll fill me up, but it's gonna run my blood pressure up.
For sure.
It's Outlaw Radio, man. It's City Lights. I hope you understand the situation that we are presently in. I love the Bucks as much as anybody else, and I hope that they can continue what they're doing. And what I say is this: people have been waiting on a winner in Milwaukee for a long time. Come on, like, our city has been associated with loser shit. We've been waiting on a winner, and I want the Bucks. The Bucks have a very good team. I see the way they're built, the way the corporate structure. These are billionaires, though they're not even from here. So we finally got
New York City.
Right. We finally got away from the Herb Cole shit, the old school, the good old boy network, and the Bud Selig shit with the Brewers. Anastasio, that's why the Brewers are winning and this kind of thing. But we're still paying that goddamn stadium tax on the Brewers. Like, all this shit that you're building up, you're building on the backs of poor people that you intend to relocate in the first goddamn place.
How do you even justify that? Are we still paying the tax for Miller Park?
You can't.
How is that? How do you go before a committee, a board? What do you? I just want to hear the rationale.
Well, understand. Shout out to James Cowsey, my brother. I see you watching. Who writes for the Journal Sentinel?
All right.
I would hope he would chime in.
Man,
I would really love to hear his opinion.
Please answer me. Yeah, I would too.
I would love for him to come on the show. I've been trying to reach out to him for a while. Okay. I'm glad he actually tuned in.
Yes.
But we're talking about this development. On one hand, we are very excited about it because now Milwaukee is starting to kind of pick up its pace and become a city that's on par with every other city in this country. But at the same time, people of color are still continuously suffering.
Well, we know if you lived here long enough, we know that ain't really for us. Right. We know that when we ain't gonna really reap the benefits, it's really not gonna
Right.
change our condition at all.
Yes.
And not for the better, at least.
Well, are we trying to get, because I keep saying gentrification is coming. I keep saying that, yeah, they're building this up and you're establishing Brownsville and this kind of thing. But when you borrow against the property tax levy, it's going to drive the property taxes up, which means the people who live there now will no longer be able to afford it. Are we preparing for the coming onslaught of millennials?
And are we
white millennials who don't want to live in the suburbs?
But are we preparing, knowing that this is going to happen to us? This is going to affect us. Are our black leaders too busy bickering amongst one another, or are they getting together and making a plan for what's inevitable?
But they getting
leaders.
We see corruption right now. And this is what I'm saying. Usually where there's smoke, there's fire, right?
Right.
So we've been suspicious of this. And I had a very important conversation one time. And even he can't deny this. Even Ashanti Hamilton cannot deny this. We had a very deep conversation one time. And I said to him, what black people really want in this city is transparency. We don't know what you're doing for us. So if you, well, it seems like nothing, right?
That's my answer. I think that's pretty damn accurate.
That wasn't his answer.
Oh, of course not. Right. He didn't have an answer. He had a response. He went gobbled.
You know what? I'm not going to take credit from him and say that when I asked him that question, he didn't take a minute to say, damn, I guess that makes sense. I said, we want to support black politicians. We want to see black people empowered downtown, but you need to in turn come and tell us and show us what you are doing for us. Right?
I would love it.
Right.
Come on the show.
Right. So I'm just saying, I told him I don't pretend to understand the complexities of your job. But I understand the complexities of being a black person in Milwaukee. You understand what I'm saying? Right. So
and you that you no longer have to deal with.
Right.
Well, you took yourself out of that position.
A little razzle dazzle.
Yeah, a lot of envelopes.
Outlaw Radio on a Saturday night, man. I hope y'all getting ready to go out somewhere. I hope y'all getting ready to blow off some steam. I want y'all to be safe. The MPD has spike strips now, and Morales has said you don't need to be wondering if we're coming. If you don't need to be worrying if we're gonna stop chasing people.
No, they're coming to get you.
If you doing something wrong, we at your ass. Of course, I paraphrase that.
They're taking pride in it too. Right. Yeah. Oh,
the chase issue once again. I see no attention from Barrett addressing these issues. And I understand.
Why would you? He doesn't have to.
As a politician,
we don't force him to.
As a politician, you say, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave my mark on the city. My mark is I totally revamped downtown. I brought over whatever billions of dollars in development to the city. But then when you say, okay, on a human level, did poor people get any kind of, help? Did you affect the black unemployment rate in that city? Do they still have a failing school system? Is crime rampant in their community? Yes, all that's still true. Is the city still hyper segregated?
He don't care about that.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
But that's for us though.
Then we should not vote for him in the upcoming election.
But he gets 60% of our vote, and that's no different than what it's been.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
He waltzes in here and gets 60% of the black vote because we got
going to the church.
Come on, man.
Where Jason them be at.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
They put me out on site. I can't even.
How you get banned?
I come in with money in my hand.
How you get banned from church? That's how horrible this cat is.
Truth is how you get banned from church. Truth. Ask your pastor to open his books. You'll get banned too.
Oh boy. Abortion. Shout out to Coop. I wish my sister was here. We don't have our estrogen in the building tonight, but she'll be back.
Right.
She had a great show. Shout out to you if you're on YouTube checking us out. Shout out to you if you're on the Facebook Live checking us out.
Yeah, love.
Please respond. Please let us know how you feel. Even if you just want to say what's up, I can see you checking us out.
And you might listen, because when you do respond, it's a great chance we might respond back. So
we will.
So if you might say in the notes, if you don't want us to say who the comment is from, let us know in the notes, and we'll just talk to the comment. Right. We won't mention your name.
No, it's all good.
Yeah.
I just want people to
But I say everybody got the right to be wrong. I tell him that all the time.
It's the people's network, so it means entirely that. It's for the people. Like it's not really. I talk a lot, right? Because I got a big ass mouth.
No.
Right, but I that don't mean I'm not interested in how people feel. That kind of gives me fuel moving forward on how to formulate the show.
Okay.
So let me know how you feel. Let me know what y'all want to talk about. It's Saturday night. I hope y'all getting faded. I hope you going somewhere. Maybe you old like me and be like, well, I'm just going to lay it down tonight. Because I was down at the Fire Service Center with Barkley and them last night.
Yeah, don't believe me.
Charles Barkley up here eating chillins and shit.
Yeah, that's right. Listen, and I don't know.
How you feel about the chillins? How you feel about Barkley eating the chillins?
First of all, Barkley don't represent us. Listen, when you hear me say they ain't us, nigga, he ain't us.
Right.
He don't even claim to be.
Right.
He says I'm rich. I'm for Republic. I'm for anybody that's gonna protect my money.
Right.
Now Shaq has been doing some real coonish ass shit lately,
Ooh.
like coming, to support Papa John's and telling black people to get over it. I don't give a damn what he did. You know what I'm saying? I'm just
my bad.
But here's the thing: if he bought in or not, the fact of the matter, he came in and told black people that they need to get over it.
Right.
But why? Because you bought in, nigga. I don't give a damn.
Right.
So that was my fury was for him, not you. So yeah, I don't know how I feel about them. I mean, they're very entertaining.
Right.
Right.
City Lights, the way I put the collage up, I usually try to do a collage to kind of promote the show, and I put up pictures of the Fiserv and the development down there, and then I put up some properties from 53206.
A hood home,
right? City Lights, baby.
The real mean streets of Milwaukee.
Right. And they're saying that in jest, like,
no, it's a joke.
The mean streets of Milwaukee.
It's a joke.
Not knowing you get your shit peeled.
Look at
here.
the murder rate, nigga.
Right.
That shit ain't funny. You know what I'm saying?
You get your chillin' shot out your head.
Okay, Ernie.
And he didn't even know. Charles Barkley didn't even know. He was on Capitol and Atkinson. He didn't even know it goes down.
No.
You lucky you came in the morning.
Listen,
that shit don't even stay open in the evening.
I think a lot of people wouldn't know that if you wasn't telling them.
Well, right. Right. So now you got my homies like Kev telling.
He told me.
Kev with the police.
He tell me all the time, over and over.
I always knew he wasn't a snitch.
He said with a little Flores accent, but he still tell me.
Wow. There you go. There you go. Shout out to you if you're listening to Outlaw Radio. It's your boy. Hey, look, we are. I've gained an understanding that we are the people's choice. Like, we don't have all the hoopla and all of the fancy shit going on.
Brown paper bag lunch.
Right.
It is what it is.
I'll take care of that as we move along. But people love our show, and we get a lot of love, and we get a lot of views. We have some great shows up on my page. Our YouTube page is the People's Network. You can click on it. I'm going to share it. Please go and subscribe. We need to put our footprint down. As people of color from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, we need to put a footprint down. And we need to show people, because if I got to run into another person from around this country and say, I didn't even know it was black people from Milwaukee. Right.
Happy days.
Right. Maybe you'll know if I smack the shit out of you, right?
Laverne and Shirley.
And I'm getting too old to still be smacking people. So we got to make our own footprints, man.
What age do you get old when you stop smacking people?
When your shoulder won't work, right? Mine still works.
When you smacking it, you be like, ow.
Right. I just want people to understand that, people of color here need to be represented, and they got something to say. And you don't have to be involved with the Good Old Boy Network to participate in it, because you're a voter, right? So you got to make up your own mind. You got to be we need to be asking questions of these people who come to our communities and ask for our votes. We need to ask definitive questions. What you going to do about the water? What you going to do about the school system? What you going to do about the stolies? What you going to do about the crime? What you going to do about the unemployment or the poverty or the segregation? That's 7 things. Tell me what you're going to do about at least 4 of them.
And if your pastor don't got nothing to say all year about any of those 7 things around election time, don't let him get all political, right? Because he ain't had shit to say about any of those things all year. But now it's for election time, and he want to bring the mayor in and come in and listen. Give him the side eye. Something ain't right.
Y'all can still comment on the show after we get off. We're going to get out of here, man, because it is a Saturday night. We're going to have a good time like we always do.
Yeah.
Make sure that we smile and have a good time.
We finna go too.
Right. We might see y'all somewhere.
Hey, drive safe.
Right. Be safe, man. Keep your head on the swivel.
For sure.
But I want people to understand this, man. And first of all, shout out to my team in North Dakota, man. The 1994 North Dakota State College of Science Wildcats RC Cola Bowl champion team is going into the Hall of Fame. So your boy is about to be a Hall of Famer. Shout out to my partners. A lot of my partners from that team come and check us out on the show, because those kinds of friends you can't replace. We became brothers for life through that experience, man. And we won some big football games and had a great time. And it was a springboard for life for us. And we didn't know what we was going through, but we went through it and we endured it. And it's good now to be on the other side, right? Mm-hmm. So shout out to all my brothers from NDSCS, man. We're trying to plan now how we go in. We was a wild bunch, man. Now I know a lot of us old now and got grandkids and kids, and you know what I'm saying. So we trying to figure out get together, man, and it's gonna be a wild time. I'm looking forward to it, man.
Don't hurt nothing.
Right. And we're gonna try, man. You know, that was the trademark back in the days when we was an irresistible force. Some got broke when we all got together, right? That's why we won so many football games. But yeah, man, shout out to y'all if y'all listening. Get dressed, go out, be safe. You know, well, like I say, before you drop your drawers, you got some rubber laws. If you ain't got it, go get it.
All right.
The main thing we're gonna exit on tonight is this. If your criticism of the black community outweighs your contribution,
real talk,
you're probably a coon.
Hey,
I'll see y'all Thursday night.
Peace.